welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Alyssa, and today I am going to update you on my Project Level Up Lite, and you're going to see how have I been doing on level 8 with this palette. Project Level Up was started by Sophie Alexandra. I will link her channel. And the idea is that you know what, I'm not going to actually go through and explain it because I've been doing a bunch of these and she's done a bunch of these, so you could just watch that to get the whole rundown. I'm doing the light version, which was started by Ruth, who isn't posting currently, but everyone kind of has done the light version slightly differently from what I've seen. I'm on level 8, and what that means for me is using 8 of the shadows 10 times each, and then the remaining shades have to be used at least 8 times each. And what I was trying to do, instead of like 8 more times or something like that, with my palettes, I was just trying to get them to that number of uses since I've been counting in September, which you might be like, oh, well, maybe some of the shades were already really close, and some of them were, but honestly, I still had quite a few that needed to get there, and it still took a little while, so I feel like it's okay. And I kind of showed it before I was even like officially rolling it in. I had started, kind of working it in that idea. So I am here to say that I finished level 8. I'm going to show you the inside. Also, I am starting a new project that I'm going to introduce in this video. So if you want to see the inside and know about the new project, then please keep watching. And yes, I am definitely wearing a very cozy sweater, even though it is after Memorial Day, because it's cold today. I don't know why, but it's okay. It's actually what prompted me to it was a few reasons to wear this warm eyeshadow. Sometimes I really want to go really bright when it's dreary outside. And also I realized I could finish this off, so why not go ahead and do it? Now, it was a little tricky because the 2 remaining shades I had was this shade right here and this shade. Other shades still have to get some more uses to be done. They're 10 uses, but that's okay. And well, counting those, they're not 10 uses. But yeah, I did manage. I kind of used them different ways. The green, you can see, is like the liner. And then I used a few of the oranges and all to kind of be all over. I was going to just do matte, and I was layering and playing and just doing the most, basically. So, it's fine. And let me go ahead and go through the uses of everything here. So this is technically the first row because I'm just holding it upside down. So everything in that first row has 10 uses, except for this eyeshadow here, which has been used now 9 times. So I'm very close. And then in the second row, obviously this shade is no longer with us, but everything there has been used 10 times. And then for this bottom row, so the green has been used 8 times, and this shade has been used 8 times. And then I have this eyeshadow has been used 8 times, and the others were 10 uses. So that means I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the shades 10 times. So I feel like I did really well because I did not need to do that. Also, you might not have noticed because it's tiny, but in this eyeshadow, I did actually hit pan. I'm trying to show there you can see the shiny silver. So I knew I was getting really close. I actually am over the 10 uses on it, but I just kept using it, hoping I would get that pan, and I did. And this update, I'm not sure if this is going to go up before I update on the number of pans that I have in palettes, my pans in every palette project. But yeah, now this would be in my 6 pan club, which is awesome, especially to have 3 matte shadows with pan, not just all the shimmers or something like that. Now, I don't think any of the other mattes are even close. The closest next shade would probably be this shade Tropical. Maybe Tasty, just because it tends to be pretty flaky. Like when I use it, it kind of just loosens up in the pan as it goes. But yeah, so I am very excited that I got almost all the uses done for everything in here for my all eyeshadows on deck project as well. And I'm gonna give it a little bit of a break. It's not like I've had it in for that long, but the shades that I still need to use, as you might have noticed, are basically the oranges. And I feel like, so like this shade ends up being a bit more red, but the other oranges are all very similar. So I just feel, you know, a little bit oranged out at the moment. Not too much. I don't want to get like, oh, this palette, you know, like that's kind of how I was on the Fairy Tale Fairies. But hey, that palette has made its way back into my makeup bag pretty quickly. So I'm sure this will too, especially with this time of year. But yeah, so it's going to get put away for just a little bit before it comes back out. Now we are going to talk about what I want to do next. So I had a thought when I was, I guess, introducing my Pans in Every Palette project. I thought about getting pans in my singles or, you know, something along those lines. And I feel like I had some specific idea, but I didn't write it down, or if I did, I'd have to scroll really far back in my notes to find that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go with what I'm feeling right now, because that's what I'm in the mood to do. And that's what I like to do for panning. I don't want it to be, oh, you know, these things. I want it to be fun. So one of the problems I have with the Pan Those Eyeshadows projects that people do is that when I've done it, I end up getting, you know, an eyeshadow in this palette, an eyeshadow in this palette, and one in here, and then I'm also trying to work on, you know, these other palettes just because, and my makeup bag, it's so heavy and full, and, you know, I have all these palettes. So I decided that for this round of it for me, so I'm going to do Pan Those Eyeshadows, but I'm only going to do Pan Those single/magnetic eyeshadows. So if it's in a palette and it can be, you know, removed, that it's, you know, magnetic and all that, then it can come in. If it's a single, if it's just like a separate little, like I have my loose pigments, things like that. Now for, I guess, loose pigments, I think I might go ahead and they're on my wheel, but I'm not going to roll them in for this because it doesn't really make sense. I mean, I can do uses, but I'm already doing uses for those in my all eyeshadows on deck. It doesn't make sense to do it again here, I feel like. And then obviously if I already have pan, I'm not going to roll it in because I have Expand Those Pans for that. And I'm trying to think if there'd be any other reasons that I wouldn't roll something in. I don't think so. And then my only other limit is I'm going to stop rolling in when I have enough to fill one of my little palettes, and that way, you know, it's sort of this is that set. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start rolling in. And so, like I said, you know, I have everything in here. So some of these already have pan. I'm gonna have to, you know, maybe double check. Some of them are not magnetic. So let's just go ahead and see what happens. Right. Bitter. Wait, what? Oh goodness. Okay, it's from my C'est La Vie palette. So it does count. It is magnetic. I can pull it out. Do you know which one it is? It's the black. That's fine. That's fine. You know what I'm gonna say? If I don't hit pan on this before black comes up in my Pan the Rainbow that I'm doing, you know, then this could kind of get double duty for that. I'm also gonna say that I don't want to have duplicates of colors. So if I get a black from like my Rogue palette or something, like another one that's magnetic, I'm not going to do it. So, all right, that is the first one. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this will be just like my other panning project with the rainbow, where I'll cap myself at 30 uses unless I feel like I want to keep going. Like I will allow myself to stop at that point, just because, you know, it would get ridiculous, I think. So that's sort, you know, and I don't want to get burned out. So that's another, I'm going to keep track of my uses. Okay, next. Shattered Stars already has a pan. Sickly Sweet 13. I was about to see if it has a pan. It's not magnetic. At least mine isn't. I know the new one is. Oh, Citrus well, we just had this. Is the one that one of the ones I said that I might hit pan on. So it's this one right here. So, you know, tasty. All right, we can do that one. I will put that down. Peachy Keen has a pan. Shy would also be from C'est La Vie. It is a dark gray. It's very similar to Bitter, but it doesn't have a pan and it's different. All right, fine. I will allow it. It's not exactly the same. Okay, next. Vivid 3 already has a pan. That one's not magnetic, from the Pacific Northwest palette. Dollhouse is not magnetic. We're gonna have a bunch, you know. Prados 23, that actually would work because it's been depotted. I just realized I had not shown you the dark gray shade either. So here, let me go ahead. This is what we have so far. So those were from the C'est La Vie. This is the Prado shade, and this was the one from Citrus Punch. We are still able to fit shades. Maybe 2 more, depending. Dollhouse, nope. Another Dollhouse. Only magnetic ones, come on. Vivid 13. It does actually have a pan, so we're gonna keep going. Fairy Tale Fairies, it does not. It is this shade right here, Ethereal. Okay, last one. Citrus Punch. It's an orange shade. It is actually the shade orange, so there you go. This one is actually done its uses for me, so you know, it's fine. This is certainly an interesting color story. We've got very warm and then very cool. I can swatch these out. So this is the orangey Citrus Punch shade. This was the actual orange. Oh, sorry, that was like the shimmer. This is the matte. That was a very crooked swatch. This is my Prados shade. This was then the one from Fairy Tale Fairies. And then I have my dark gray and my black right there. All right, so these are the 6 eyeshadows that I am going to be trying to hit pan on, you know, or do 30 uses at least. And yeah, so I'm excited to get some more pans, you know, just because some of these are ones that I've already finished the uses for. So, you know, otherwise they're just going to be sitting. Why not go ahead and, actually I have finished the uses on 1, 2, 3, 4 of the shades. So they don't look like they're gonna have pan anytime soon. So these updates are probably not going to be every month. But if I have, you know, maybe some good uses, or I feel like it's something interesting to show, or dips or whatever, then I will report back. But yeah, so hopefully you are excited for me to be done my Project Level Up Lite and interested in seeing my pan those magnetics that I have going on here. And until my next video, I hope you'll be doing well. Thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you then. Bye!